I'll get that off eventually. Welcome, stranger. I recently did a video on adjusting or calibrating the SLRs, but in such a short video, there's no way I could list all the different points on different cameras to adjust the meter. Some are electronic, some are mechanical, and so I'm making these short videos on to show the DIYers where to adjust their particular camera. This particular video is on the FTQL. Have to remove the top cover to show you where it's at. So let's get started. Okay, there's the camera here. Very clean FTQL. And this top cover is going to have to come off to adjust it. Adjustments right over here. So let's get started. Okay, I took the top cover off, which is what you have to do on this particular camera to get to the adjustment point. Then I put the speed control back on. It's set at 125 and ASA 100 and at f16. So when you look at your light source, if everything is right, this needle in here, there's a circle in there called a target, and the needle should be pointing or right on top of the target. If it's not, then you've got to adjust the adjustment point. The adjustment point is, better get that out of the way or we'll have focus problems, is directly underneath this piece of white plastic. So what you've got to do is change your film speed and expose it. If you look here, you'll see the pot. There's a little indent on this one. On the Minoltas, they had a screw in the center, but not on the Canons. You just grab it, put it in there and press down, move up or move down, accounting whether your needle's above or below the target. I don't know the relationship between this and the target. You play with it a little bit and you'll get it. Anyway, after you change this position, you need to move this plastic back where it was. So we get back up here and we change it back to 125. As you can see, it's covering up the adjustment here. Once you get it set up here, again, look through there and see where the needle's at. Is it above the target, below the target, or directly on top? If it's not in the right position, then you have to move that piece of plastic out of the way again to get to it and move it accordingly. I usually get it within 3 tries. Sometimes you just have to move it just a little bit. Sometimes you have to move it a lot. Why? Because the photocell, which is located down inside here, gets old. And as it gets old, it stops doing whatever photocells do, which I can't recall at the moment. Sorry. And so you have to make this adjustment here. You also have to make this adjustment for the type of battery you're using. Your battery in here, is it a 3.5 or a 1.55? Counting on the battery you're using, you will have to adjust this right here. People are always talking about diodes, but you don't have to use diodes in these cameras. You just choose the 155 or the 135 and then adjust this right here to set your camera. Again, the plastic is needs to be put back where it was at. So you each time will have to reset it to ASA 100, 125 at f16. Point it at your light source. Look through your viewfinder. See where your needle's at. The only thing I could warn you about other than that is that the photocell is located right down inside there in your prism. So they're catching some ambient light around your shop. So quite often I put my hand on top of this when I'm checking my exposure. Or sometimes I put a piece of cloth over the top here to keep out the ambient light. My shop is relatively dark, so it's not a big problem. But I don't know where you're at or what your lighting situation is. But you got to remember that the prism here is giving light to that photocell. The photocell's right down in there. My shop is relatively dark, so it's not normally a problem. But as you're taking your light reading, remember to keep this top covered if you happen to be in a particularly bright ambient light situation. Okay, that's it. Just, I can't do it for you. You got to do some of this, you know. So that's how you do it. That's where your adjustment's located. The little pot here next to it is for adjusting your battery check, which I never even fool with. Battery check up here in the top cover, ASA 100, set it X, press down. The needle should go above the target. There's no particular set distance. It just needs to be above the target. When the needle starts appearing below the target, then your battery's getting weak. But the thing is about these battery checks, the battery check doesn't know what type battery you got in your camera. You might have a 155 or you might have a 135. Anyway, if you're a DIYer, you understand what I'm talking about. And if you want to fool with it, go ahead. But your exposure setting is under here. That's what you really want to be concerned about. Okay, that's it. Later.